My sister called me evil for using her baby name, so I proved just how right she was. Ever since my sister and I were little, she was obsessed with copying everything I did. She'd copy the classes I took and tore up my homework if I got better grades, then went crying to our parents saying I destroyed hers. She stole and ripped up my exact clothes too, even when she already had identical ones, just so I couldn't have them. She even seduced and ended up in bed with my first ever boyfriend, even after claiming he wasn't her type. That one incident ended our relationship. We went separate ways after high school, and we even skipped each other's weddings entirely. Well, about a year ago, I made the announcement on social media that I'm pregnant, and somehow, 8 weeks later, my sister made the exact same announcement too. The thing is, we still didn't have a relationship, so we didn't speak or attend any events. I had no idea if the pregnancy was even real or fake, until I gave birth to my son Xander 1 week ago. I got congratulations from everyone, and then, just 3 days later, my sister called me. First time in over a decade. She didn't say hi, hello, or anything like that. Instead, she started screaming so loud I had to pull the phone away from my ear. She started claiming I'd stolen her baby name, the one she'd allegedly dreamed about since childhood. That was a lie. She'd always said she wanted the name Kai, coincidentally the name I thought I'd want to name my son when I was younger. Anyway, my sister ranted for 40 minutes straight about how I'd calculated this perfectly just to hurt her. According to her, I was a pathetic copycat who couldn't have an original thought, so I had to steal from my pregnant sister who deserved happiness more. When I tried to explain that I hadn't even spoken to her for 10 years and how could I know the name she wanted, she hung up and called our mother to report my cruelty. Mom knew our relationship and she refused to take sides, which sent my sister into an absolute spiral of rage. Within hours, my sister posted a 3,000-word manifesto on Facebook about women who steal baby names from pregnant family members. Everyone knew she meant me because she tagged half our relatives. I knew she wanted me to respond, but I didn't, and so she started going even crazier. The texts started at midnight and didn't stop until dawn. Hundreds of messages calling me pathetic, evil, diseased, and broken. She even threatened to show up at my house to reclaim what was hers. After the 20th unhinged call in 2 days, each more deranged than the last, I finally started recording everything on my husband's phone, and thank God I did, because one night she called from a blocked number at 3 a.m. Her voice was different this time, flat and cold like she'd crossed some terrible line in her mind. She said if she couldn't name her baby Xander, maybe she shouldn't have a baby at all. This stress you've caused might make me lose it anyway, she said. Or maybe I'll just help it along. It would be your fault, you know. You killed my baby by stealing its name. My blood went ice cold. She kept talking in that dead voice about how it would be my fault, how I'd murdered her child by taking away its identity. She described exactly how she'd do it, the methods she'd researched, how everyone would know I drove her to it. I was shaking so hard I could barely hold the phone steady. The recording captured every horrifying word for 7 minutes straight. I didn't even respond, just hung up and woke my husband up to talk. We worked through everything, and that's how we set the trap. The next morning, when everything was ready, I took a deep breath and called my sister. With fake defeat in my voice, I told her she could have the name Xander. A baby's life was worth more than a name. She practically screamed in victory. She asked me how it felt to come in second place. I wanted to reach through the phone and strangle her, but I didn't. I feigned defeat. Over the next few weeks, as she got closer and closer to delivery, she started getting cocky. She started telling everyone on social media that I'd finally admitted to being a thief and a copycat. She posted ultrasound photos with baby Xander written across them, tagging me in every single one. I stayed silent because I knew what was coming. 4 weeks later, our mother called from the hospital in hysteria, barely able to form sentences. I just smiled because I knew what she was about to say. My sister had just delivered her baby Xander when 2 social workers entered with 3 security guards. They explained they were there for a mandatory welfare check. The moment they said those words, she started laughing like something out of a horror movie. She thought they were joking, until they took out a copy of the audio recording they had that I had given them. From what my mom said, her face went pale. She realized what was happening and immediately went into crazy mode. She clutched the newborn so tight the nurses grew visibly alarmed about the baby's circulation. The authorities rushed to check if the baby was even breathing properly, and that's when she grabbed the metal IV pole and swung it like a baseball bat. Blood from her delivery was still dripping down her legs as she backed into a corner, throwing medical equipment at anyone who approached. She was not letting go. Full story on channel. Linked